in fantastic form. Remember when the Russians at the end of last year in the final cup finished first through to 7th. Dmitry was on the podium that day. This is Maciej Gladic, third generation racer from Poland. His father Adam, Porsche Carrera Cup racer, VW Polo Cup driver. Not so long ago actually here at the circuit, his grandfather Janusz watching on live from their home in Poland. Speaking of Poland, this is Jan Szarowski. The Pole's so strong in the mini category. And then also, as we just saw in the junior final a few moments ago with Karol Paszevic. Indeed, all throughout world karting and motorsport for that matter as well. Jan Szarowski starts out of 5. This is Mark Kastelic from just over the border in Slovenia. 5.45. Starts out at grid number 6. Don't discount him, taking what would be the first victory in the WSK competition for a Slovenian driver. I won't say ever, but certainly for a long, long time. Speaking of internationals, the Serbian, Japanese, English driver Kin Nakamura, out of 7, he is Japanese. Well, that's his racing license. He is a mix, he is quick. The 5.41 starts on the 4th row of the grid, alongside the Singaporean Tiziano Monza. 14 driver on the 4th row of the grid. Len Nice, 5.39, starts along Kiki Osseron. Len from Belgium, also for team driver, the Italian-based team from just north of the border, the Iami-powered KR. Kiki Osseron, Kilian Osseron, 5.46 on the 5th row of the grid, which we'll have a look at for you in its entirety. The green flag flies, 34 karts on the grid, with Rene Lammers on pole position. Alongside is the Australian Griffin Peebles and the Russian Dmitry Matveev. Gladic and Szarowski, the 2 Poles. Kastelic, Kin Nakamura, Monza, Len Nice, and Kilian Osseron. Nando Weichselbaumer from Austria is alongside Antonio Apicella. Butzaran from Florida. In the USA, James Agozzi. Indrik Peschelan from the middle of the Mediterranean. Luna Flutza from Mallorca. Then it's Marcus Sato, the Norwegian. Bottaro, Jimmy, Helias, and Emanuele Olivieri. Alexander Boganovic, another Slovenian. Piotr Shaja. Kai Sorensen, the kid from California, is alongside Clement Altan. Jules Caranta, Miguel Costa, Adam Hidej, Alexander Bondarev. The Ukrainian starts ahead of Kieran Tis and Sandro Perez Sanchez, his first ever WSK race. Andreas Cardenas from Peru. Matic Pressure, yet another Slovenian. Dean Hugendorn, another driver, having their first run ever in a WSK event. On the final row of the grid, alongside the Swede, Oliver Schinmar. It is so good to be back racing again. Let's try and be positive. Let's be enthusiastic. The world turning back to normal, coming back. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. It's probably a little bit too optimistic. This is how it is. We have got strict protocol in place. The team here at Adria Karting Raceway and everyone at WSK Promotion have worked tirelessly to get the show back on track. This is the double-header weekend, the 3rd and 4th rounds of the WSK Supermaster Series here at Adria. We welcome you from all around the world watching us live on WSK.it. Lammers 5.15. No mistaking the design of the baby race Paralin. He starts on pole position. Up to the line we go. Peebles on the outside. Tries to get the run, but it counts for 0 because we go around one more time. This is not the start. Another formation lap. It's a 10-lap final, just over 13 kilometers. Dmitry Matveev. Just briefly going back to the Russians, the WSK Final Cup. Remember, they finished 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, then 7th on that cold winter's day at the end of 2019. Dmitry starts out at 3rd, 5.01. You just saw Team manager Simone Sorio speaking to him on the grid before the karts were pushed into life. It's been a difficult period for everyone from Team Energy, the team from Bergamo, and also for the Russians. Who are we kidding? Basically everyone, with the exception of a few Pacific islands where the coronavirus never did go. But we are back, and that's great news. It is 31 degrees Celsius. The sun is shining. The track is dry. We've got 182 drivers here for the return of international karting, the WSK Supermasters Series here at Adria Karting Raceway. Lemmers to the left of your screen, Griffin Peebles to the right. This time we race. Peebles immediately turns right. But the problem is the Russian Dmitry Matveev is right there. Peebles back to third, Matveev into second, and Lammers from pole position leads the way here at Adria Raceway. Great start by King Nakamura. That's the Japanese driver into fourth place. As Matveev gives a tap to the back of Lammers. They're 6, 7, 8 wide. They scatter like a Formula V race at the back of the field. Lammers has got the series lead. The race lead, I should say. The series lead, I'll bring you up to date with that because quite a few drivers cannot be with us this weekend. Matveev is the series leader and he's trying to take the race lead as well on this, the first lap of the race. They're 3 wide coming onto the straight. Lammers still holds off Matveev, but for how long? Down the inside goes the Russian, side by side, forces Lammers out wide. The Dutchman back to second, the Dutchman back to third. Jan Sharovsky wants a piece of the action as well. Lammers retakes the place. Sharovsky in third, Lammers in second, and Matveev leads on the second lap of the final. Matveev under all sorts of pressure going into the hairpin, runs off on the run-off side of the circuit, or the verge of the circuit as well, to get the run, the maximum engine RPM. They're only producing 10 or 11 horsepower, these little 60cc mini engines. Momentum is everything as Lammers tries to hold it on the outside. It was a nice move to hold off Sharovsky, who is attacking him. The poles in third and fourth. That is Maciej Gladic, head of Kane Nakamura, James Agozzi, Antonio Apicella, Luna Fluxa. She's gone around to the back of the pack. She has rejoined, but she's way down the field. 34 starters and 34 still running. Unfortunately for Luna, it's going to be a difficult afternoon for her from here. Remember the fourth and final round tomorrow here at Adria to decide the titles. As it stands at the moment, Dmitry Matveev on 239 points. Skulinov Gedosam is not racing here, could not get into Europe. Well, you know why. He's on 188 points in second place, but will not add to that, unfortunately. Rene Lammers third on 133 points. He's second in the race. And Jan Sharovsky, Maciej Gladic and King Nakamura 4, 5 and 6th in the virtual championship. Anatoly Kavalkin, another driver who could not be with us this weekend. Let's hope all these restrictions come to an end real soon without getting political. Yeah, let's just stay silent. Let's hope we get these drivers back on track as soon as possible. We've had a great turnout this weekend of 182. Dmitry Matveev flies the flag for Russia. So much has changed in the world over the last few months, but one thing stays the same. It is a Russian driver who continues to lead WSK in 60 Mini. Lammers in second, Sharovsky in third, the front trio pulling away. Gladic trying to catch him. King Nakamura with a 55 dead. He's the fastest driver on the circuit. As Lammers has now been passed for second place by Jan Sharovsky. The Dutchman looks over his right shoulder. Maciej is coming for him. King Nakamura coming along for the ride as well. The Japanese driver, the fastest on the circuit at the moment as we approach half race distance. Down the inside goes Sharovsky. Takes the lead away from the Russian. Gladic into third. Lemmers off the podium. Here goes Nakamura as well. Lemmers from pole, from the race lead. Falls off the podium. He's in real trouble here this afternoon. Dmitry Matveev also trying to recover in the energy cart. The order has changed. It is now Sharovsky, Matveev, Lemmers and Gladic. The leading two pull away, the blue helmet, the blue card, the energy of the Russian in 5:01. Jan Sharovsky 5:51, the Paralin leads as Kin Nakamura dives down the inside. And with that, the Japanese driver up onto the podium. 4 laps remaining at the conclusion of this one. The gap between the leaders back to the rest of the pack is around about 1 second, 0.94 to be precise. Be 4 laps to go at the end of this one. Matveev wants to take another Russian victory in 60 Mini here at Adria Karting Raceway. They did it first through to 7th in the WSK Final Cup. He looks over his shoulder, it's now a long way back. Over a second to Kin Nakamura. So the pole, the Russian and the Japanese driver, 1, 2, 3. Apicella. Antonio in the other energy cart. There he is. So the energy carts coming on good here this afternoon. They're really hooked up, working well on the rubber here at Adria. Apicella, the Italian in 5.73. There he is. Going through. Kin Nakamura wants to take the victory as well, and he's still got time. Lammers falls back to 5, Gladic back to 6. Kin Nakamura, the fastest driver on the circuit. The Tetila Racing Team driver, he's catching the leading duo. 3 laps now remaining down through the chicane. Let's check the gap last time. It was 1 second, it's down to 0.9. That's between Matveev in second and Nakamura in third. There he is. The Russian in second place. Just waiting for his opportunity. He needs to do it soon though, because Nakamura is coming for him. There's Apicella in the second energy cart. The team from Bergamo in the north of Italy. They're running 2 and 4. They would so dearly love a victory here this afternoon. It would be some little symbol after their beautiful city was ravaged by this evil disease over the last few months. The team from Energy of Michele Panigada in second and fourth with Matveev and Apicella. Jan Sharovsky leads them across the line. The 5.51 Paralin looks over his shoulder. 2 laps now remaining here at Adria. The virtual championship sees Matveev in first place on 2.19. Sharovsky needs the victory to stay in touch. He's on 150 points coming into the final round back here tomorrow at Adria Karting Raceway. Second last lap of the race, Kin Nakamura's right there. There's Apicella. Back to Gladic, Kastelic, Igozzi. Rene has fallen back to 8th. Griffin Peebles back to 9th. They both started on the front row, remember. And Kilian Yosseron from Switzerland started out of grid 10, and that's exactly where he runs on this, the penultimate lap of the race. Now goes defensive, Kin Nakamura Berta. He's right in this as well. It was over 1 second, and now he's only 3 kart lengths behind. He'll almost get the toe. In fact, he will at a 101 k's an hour. Kin wants the victory. This is the final lap of the final for 60 Mini. Down the inside goes the Russian. Matveev in the energy cart takes the lead away from Sharovsky. He's being pressured, tries to take it back. He'll be vulnerable on the exit. Watch the Japanese driver in third. Sweeps around the outside. Kin Nakamura Berta will get them on the outside. Can he hold it? He's off the rubber line, side by side with Sharovsky. Matveev goes defensive. This race is on with 400 metres to go. Matviv leaves the door open, holds them off. What a move from Matviv. Nakamura into second place. Watch out, Pichella, can the Italian get up onto the podium? Down through the chicane for the final time. What a finish to the 60 mini final. It is once again, can you believe it? A Russian victory here at Adria. The team from Bergamo in the north of Italy take a symbolic victory. Matviv in the 501 Energy Kart wins it from Kin Nakamura Berta and Jan Shirovsky on the podium in third. What a finish, what a race here at Adria. 60 Mini never fails to disappoint us. Dmitry Matviv, we can hear you cheering over in Russia. Your boy, there's only a few of you here. We know all our Russian friends are watching us live on wsk.it. We cannot wait to see you back here as soon as possible. This is the highlights of 60 Mini. Remember Rene Lammers started on pole position alongside Griffin Peebles. Well, Rene would ultimately fade to finish in 8th position and Griffin a spot behind in 9th. Just didn't seem to have it here this afternoon. Dmitry Matviv, a Russian, was not going to be denied. Jan Shirovsky didn't take long for the Poles to work their way into the lead. Matviv got him back on the final lap. Brilliant drive from Kin Nakamura Berta from Japan for Chetila Racing on the podium here this afternoon. Went defensive on the final lap, 3 wide on the 10-metre wide Adria karting raceway. Held him off, held his nerve. The energy kart of the Russian takes the victory yet again here at Adria. The checkered flag, and he does it by 0.05 of a second. Well, it's not a Russian 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 today, but it is a Russian victory from the Japanese driver, Kin Nakamura Berta, and Jan Shirovsky from Poland for AV Racing in 3rd place. A fantastic finish to the afternoon, but we will be back in just a moment. We'll take a very short break. The podium presentation live from Adria here this afternoon. Biting finish here this afternoon for 60 Mini. It never fails to disappoint us. A brilliant final lap. The drivers up here ready to make their way up onto the podium. In 3rd place from Poland, Jan Shirovsky. In 2nd place for Chetila Racing team driver from Japan, Kin Nakamura Berta. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So much has happened in the last few months, but this has not changed at all. It is a Russian victory here at Adria. For Team Energy, the Russian, Dmitry Matviv. Third place, Jan Shirovsky. 2nd place, Kin Nakamura Berta. And the winner of the 60 Mini final, Dmitry Matviv. The national anthem of Russia. The podium here this afternoon, third place, Jan Shirovsky, second, Kin Nakamura Berta, and the leader of the series coming into the final tomorrow, Dmitry Matveev. Well, it's been a fantastic comeback to WSK competition. It's a double-header weekend. We'll see you back here tomorrow. The WSK Supermasters Series. We are back, the 60 mini final. We'll see you tomorrow.